Hello and welcome to another update about Cardano. Cardano back to around 50 to 51 cents. It has come down all the way in a very long correction since September into my target area here. We originally had the target area a little bit higher. Yeah, it went down all the way to, I think, 124 at the time, 125. That was based on the more bullish wave count. Now that was invalidated already a while ago. However, we then redefined the target area here based on the higher level wave count, and it reached that. But this is really now where it needs to turn around, and so far it's looking okay. Yeah, we saw already a good reaction to the target area, but currently I have no evidence in the chart yet that the low is already in. That is the same case for many other altcoins as well. And as you know, I will always update you here on a daily basis about various altcoins, give you my targets and key support resistance levels, and also an update on the Elliott wave count if we can see any things changing in the chart, because so far this correction has worked out pretty much according to plan for many altcoins. Unfortunately, a series of altcoins dropped even below my target areas, which means I wasn't even bearish enough for them. But how could I have? Because these target areas, many of them that I did define, already indicate or consist of the lowest support level these coins should drop to, because if they drop any lower, we have an increased risk of any coin dying. Luckily, Cardano hasn't come close to the lower support level. I wouldn't even have a headache if Cardano came down to that 29 cent level, but if it drops for a longer period below that, I would get a bit of a headache. There is one more level, I think, where I wouldn't, where we still can turn around with a good probability, and that is here the 19 cent level. But if that level is lost, then at that point a lot of other cryptos will suffer seriously anyway. So end of June we are going to enter the Vasil era. A lot of people expect a rally before the hard fork, and that could really take place. Cardano is usually a little bit earlier with its rallies. I mean, even last year we made the all-time high in September. A lot of other cryptos were later, between November and January. For example, November was Bitcoin, December, January, we had here Harmony One, Phantom, Cosmos, for example. Cardano was just earlier and therefore started the correction also way earlier. Could be an indicator that Cardano will also rally to new all-time highs sooner than other cryptos. And for that, it would need to first of all turn around in this yellow target area, and the whole crypto market correction needs to be over. As you know, that my view is that the correction could be over fairly soon. I still think the low is not in yet for Bitcoin. I think there will be one more dip, because I don't think we have seen that major bullish capitulation. Bullish because usually after such a capitulation, prices start to increase. I don't think we're there yet, even though there is already a lot of pain in the market, even though a lot of people have already lost quite a lot of money. I don't think we are there yet. I think we have to prepare for another dip. But this is generally about the crypto market. So what is Cardano doing here at the moment? Cardano is, also very similar to some other cryptos, following such a descending trend line here at the moment. You could see this potentially as a descending broadening wedge, which would be rather a bullish pattern. This could be seen like that. This could be seen like that, but what we need to be aware of that this is not always breaking to the upside. And also here we see quite a significant red candle after Cardano moved back into the target area. So here we moved out of the target area, good signal. So we came down this target area. We saw a fairly strong reaction here to that 38 cent level. Hammer pattern started to move up here in a series of green candles, one red candle, a significant green candle, green candle, green candle. Here then we hit that resistance level, and since then we have been moving down. Could see now something similar that we saw, for example, here. So that would mean we could actually really come down to that 30 cent level. We need to be aware of that. There's a risk that if we lose the 50 cent level, which is also a bit of a psychological one, that we really drop quite significantly in the first instance to the previous swing low, 45 cents, and then 38 cents, 39 cents. That is probably the same situation for many altcoins at the moment. We can see that the price has not managed to break above this trend line, at least not yet. And we also see quite a bit of a red candle of increased size. And you could have seen this here as a bullish potentially as a bullish flag, but for a bull flag, we are already coming down a little bit too much. And also, if I go to the 1 hour chart, we might see it in a little bit more detail. Yeah, you could possibly still draw this as some kind of a bullish flag. Yeah, descending channel after a fairly strong price increase. But if we draw those Fibonacci levels, for example, from this high, you've already dropped below the 61.8% Fib level, not a good sign. If we take the whole thing here, then we currently find support at the 50%, 49, basically 50 cents. Now, if you lose that level, then next target would, in my view, here really be maybe the 61.8% Fib level first, 47 cents, then 45 cents, and then we could even drop down here to 38, 39. And if the price then decides to make a lower low, it will get down to 28, 29 cents. So as I said, I don't think the low is in already for the crypto market. I think we need to see at least one more shakeout. When that happens, I don't know. I just sincerely hope the crypto market will recover a little bit before we see that final shakeout. So that a lot of the altcoins can recover and don't get into critical levels, including Cardano. Currently, as you can see here, there's a bullish pattern. Here's another bullish pattern. My concern is a bit that we're dropping here a little bit too fast, but we haven't dropped out of the channel to the downside yet. So that's in a sense a good sign. What we want to see now is Cardano ideally move higher, break out of that channel here. That would unlock prices. Well, we would then need to break above the target area again here above 54 cents. And then we could get, first target would be the previous swing high at 60 cents. Then the next swing high, 66, 70, 75. Yeah, so for me personally, the downside potential is still very real until we move above 75 cents. That would be the first important level. These here are not really important, relevant levels, but here 75 cents is a really relevant level. We had significant support here before we had support, and here we had support as well. The next level after that would be here sort of in the region around 91 cents, and then $1.01, $1.26. This is highly relevant. 125, 126. That is the 50% Fibonacci retracement level of the overall move, the overall correction. So it's highly relevant. At the moment, the market is a bit indecisive, I think. We've seen, obviously, after that strong move down, a fairly swift recovery here. Now we're consolidating. Hopefully, that is only a corrective move. It looks currently corrective to me, which means that this could become an impulse. This is a correction, even though we're coming down a little bit too much, but hope is not lost yet. And then we would need one more wave to the upside, and we could count this potentially as a 5-wave move. But we need to see that next move up, and therefore I think the market is struggling now a bit, because the market is deciding now, is this going to be an impulse, or is it going to be just here a 3-wave move, and we're moving down here again and making a lower low. Personally, as I said, I don't think the low is in. It's currently a very risky environment out there, very risky, yeah, for all altcoins. That's my opinion. With some that are less risky, for example, ADA, Solana, Ethereum, of course, BNB maybe. But it's currently a very uncertain environment and a very risky environment, yeah. And we do not yet have a clear signal by the bulls that the low is in, and therefore it's currently a time to be careful. Bear in mind, it is also a time where we now reach the target areas. There is no guarantee that we are turning around in these target areas. It just means that the price has now a chance to turn around, has a high probability of turning around, yeah. And therefore it, we need to wait for confirmation. Ideally, anybody who doesn't want to take the risk and to buy now needs to wait for confirmation. When do you get confirmation? I showed you that in previous videos. We want to see a first impulsive move up, which means 5 waves up, which means that the trend has shifted to the upside, and then a corrective move down, ABC. That would take us probably again into the target area here. How high will that go? This is not possible to say. We need to see how much that first wave does really, and how high it comes, in order for us to calculate then the next wave. We're really currently in a potential turnaround space. So while things were quite certain for the last few weeks, and generally for the last few months for the overall bigger picture, but for the last few weeks for the more imminent picture, I've been telling you we expect lower prices for all coins. We are now obviously in that sort of turnaround space where all coins, including Bitcoin, finally have a chance to turn around, because they have all reached their target areas, they have all reached critical levels, And here the market now needs to make a decision and finally turn around. I think we could do with some good news that could add as a catalyst maybe, yeah, and it might then push price up a little bit. I think while we talk here, Bitcoin, see it on the right hand side, is again dropping below 29k, in line currently with my expectation that we haven't seen the low yet, but of course we are quite far away still from that previous low, which was around 25k, depending on which exchange you're looking at. All right, so hopefully you like the update about ADA. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.